What's up, everyone? I am your host, DJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices, aka the Heizo main from Genshin is here, and I am so delighted to be one punching people in the face. Who else is here?
It's your boy, heavyweight champion from Wish Nigga California, aka the janitor because we watch niggas, aka Kanye stressed, aka
Oh no!
you are not invited to the orgy. Marcus
Oh
Ellison.
no! Wait, who was he pointing to? Not me, right?
Figure it out.
Well, you said orgy, not orange, right?
I mean, why not both?
Okay.
Yeah,
I am Sean MF Ross.
what the MF stand for?
Jim Kardashian.
Whoa. I'm gonna assume the F is silent in the end.
I understood that reference.
I didn't. I'm just laughing because I thought it was funny.
I was watching a montage of those and just fell into giggles. But lastly, but not leastly.
And he's muted.
I mean,
hey everyone, I didn't want to. I'm sorry. I was watching Pro Valorant. I was watching Master Finesse around. I apologize. I'm here. I'm present. I'm ready to do the podcast.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
It's par for the course.
Well,
also, DJ, why didn't you say, "Listen here, you little shit"?
Oh yeah, I should have. So apparently, YouTube docks your spreadability.
Yes,
by if you curse within the first minute or so.
There's a bunch of algorithmic things about YouTube that you all have been consistently fucking up for the last, I don't know, year and a half. I didn't want to say anything because you already know.
All I'm saying is I should be able to say nigga because I'm black.
YouTube doesn't see color, Marcus.
The strongest Spider-Man.
All right, now you know who we are. Press X Our Podcast is a weekly show where we talk about the latest gaming news, review the biggest games, and give you our thoughts on the games we are playing. Our goal is to expand the video game media landscape through an underserved point of view. How about that, YouTube? You like that? Huh? I'm singing now. You know, spread us more. Spread us more. That sounds strange. All right.
Spread that.
I think. Spread that what? Say it, Marcus. Say it with your chest. Oh my god, that reminds me of something. I gotta find it, and then I'll probably say it somewhere in this podcast. I'll sprinkle it in like flavor. And we are back. Now it's time for us to talk about the games we have been playing. Marcus, what have you been playing?
Well, DJ,
that's great. Now, Sean, what is saying?
No, I've just been playing, more Overwatch 2 beta, with a little bit of Overwatch in there, here and there. I actually put more time in this past week than I did the first week of the beta, so I have a little bit more of an in-depth feeling on it, and I actually got a chance to play with a couple of other friends who were able to get in on the beta as well. So that was cool. So I found out because I remember initially I said that there weren't comms, but there aren't comms in terms of just like open comms. So you can't join the like team chat, I don't think.
Okay.
But
yeah,
if you're already in a group, then you can use comms. But yeah, not much has changed in terms of my impressions. They're pretty much still in line with what I was thinking the first week. I have put a bit more time in with tanks because initially I kind of played mostly in role queue, and so I was just playing a lot of support. But I've done more tank work. Sigma pretty much feels the same, which is good for me because it's pretty much a lateral move from Overwatch 1 to 2 with him so far. And then with Rind, his mobility, like I was saying in the last week or the week before, his mobility is a lot better because you can stop his charge now. And because of
Oh,
that,
okay.
yeah. So because of that, like in Overwatch 1, you could do this thing where you could charge somebody and then knock them off the level without you going off the level, but you would have to start the charge way back and plan that.
Have it
Whereas
run off
now,
or run out.
exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas now you can legit stop it yourself, which is a great thing. And then also Ryan has 2 fire charges now as opposed to just the 1 fire strike, which is cool. I mean, his fire strike always had a quick cooldown, so it was always something that adding 2 was great, but it's not the most necessary thing in the world. But
Mhm.
yeah, Ryan is great. He's probably going to be my primary tank when we play, and um, Junker Queen is somebody that I'm still trying to like get more reps in with, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just gonna have to wait until like the game drops proper, and then that's when I'm really gonna do more, because right now also the beta is cool, but it's still very limited, obviously, because it's a beta. So there's things that I want to try, like try a comp game, or
Mhm.
just get a chance to do a bit more. And since that's not the case right now, I don't even know what the end game screen is going to look like for Overwatch 2, because since the stat screen now, basically, as I said last time, looks kind of like a Apex Legends or Call of Duty stat screen, where you can see everybody's stats. The end game screen, where they show your accolades and who got a card and all that stuff, I have no idea what that's going to look like.
Right.
So yeah, basically more beta thoughts. I think the beta ends this Monday, so by the time this episode comes out, the beta will have already ended. But yeah, still having a fun time. Still more Overwatch, and I definitely look forward to October the 4th.
Yeah, first week of October.
Yeah, when it drops officially, so that we can get out there and make it happen.
Yeah. Make it happen free to play. Um, I was fortunate enough and quick enough to grab Marcus's second beta code, and I also played Overwatch 2 beta. So I think in this lineup, I've probably played Overwatch. I probably stopped playing Overwatch the f- as like the first person to stop playing Overwatch in here, because Sean, you were playing. Were you playing with us at that time or no?
I was playing with Marcus
Douglas?
yeah.
Well, then
You
that would
weren't.
be
Okay.
yeah. You were, if my timeline of us in Overwatch makes sense, it was me first, then DJ and Cameron, then it was the
Yeah.
3 of us, and then you DJ and Cam. If there were anyone else who was playing, I don't think Marcus was playing with us as hard. He may have, but I don't think he was playing as hardcore with us at that time. I think it was just the 3
Yeah.
of
No.
us. You two dropped off. Marcus started playing by himself independently. He started playing with Douglas. I started playing again when I got invited. And then that is the time frame of us in Overwatch.
Well, by the time I started playing, it was just Marcus and Douglas playing with a couple of gals
Right.
and
Yeah.
one crazy guy.
So I say all that to say that I've been the furthest removed from this game. So coming back to it was very much so like kind of a homecoming event where I was like, oh, all these new characters. Like, I know Baptiste. I've heard Marcus talk about him. I like his hair. His hair is cool. And then the Magneto guy, I'm like,
I think his hair looks cap in the second in Overwatch 2.
oh, I couldn't, I don't know.
I just
He got
want
the
to-
he
I don't
like
have anything to work
he
from.
had he had sort of like dread like knots in the first game, and now
Yeah.
they just sort of flattened it out to like this one like Mr. Team like flat mohawk now. I'm not a fan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had no idea. But so yeah, like Overwatch has like what 25 characters or whatever to work from. So my original plan was to just work through all the characters to kind of get a sense of like, oh, this person feels good. Oh, this person doesn't feel good.
Ooh,
But
wow.
this is Overwatch, and there's no way I was going to be able to do that, especially with my time and how much time I have. So what I ended up doing was starting with May and making sure I can play my heavy hitters. And boy,
Oh
does
yeah,
May
Thickums.
feel great. just she just
So
uh
you haven't had any problems kind of adjusting to the fact that there's no more crowd control. So
well, for May, it hasn't bothered me too much because the slowing down is they're slowed down enough where I can get a like pretty I can confirm the headshot essentially with the little ice spiral. Yes, the little ice pick thing. So yeah, so I was like when I'm warmed up with May, like I'm good. Like I'm comfortable. I can do the wall when I need to. I can pop the little ice shield thing to heal myself. Like I'm good. And then I was like, hey, let me try Farah real quick because I used to love old Farah in the sky. I got shot out the sky like birds. I was like, what is going on? So my time with Farah has been very, I guess, eye-opening to the changes of Overwatch. Like I didn't really feel it too much with May. Like, yeah, like she can't freeze people anymore. But other than that, it to me it didn't feel like her kit was changed all that much in terms of like her damage and stuff. But playing Farah definitely felt like I just was just tapping people on the shoulder in the sky. Like it didn't feel like I was doing the same amount of damage that I did before. It took like I feel like before it took maybe 3 rockets to put people down, but now it's kind of like 4 to 5. And it's just by the time I am focused in on one person to like try and kill them, I'm getting picked out the sky by like soldier or Black Widow. Black Widow? No, Widowmaker. And it's just like,
close enough.
this doesn't yeah, right. It doesn't feel good. Like, it just doesn't I feel like I think, Marcus, you were saying, like, you just need a mercy, and
Yeah, this is officially like they've officially made Mercy Pocket an essential part of Farah
yeah,
because now, as we were saying off mic, like hit scans are so much more powerful now.
yeah,
So
yeah,
Farah by herself, unless you're an elite player, is a liability.
In
yeah,
like in the hero economy with the loss of a tank and what that means to team compositions, it's like, do you put do you pocket a Farah when now you when now your team's defense is now like in a weird position?
yeah,
Exactly.
because if your support is with Pharah instead of the tank, like, you're kinda screwing yourself, unless the Pharah's really good. So, yeah, like, I've gotten to the point where it was safer and more effective for me to be like kind of midline with Farah on the ground, just shooting rockets through my people to hit like the enemies. And it's like it's kind of a weird like workaround that I found with her, but that was really the only way that I was able to uh keep like some survivability on her when I was playing her character. Other than her, I played Widowmaker, and the reason why I played Widowmaker is because in one match, I was getting demolished by a Widowmaker so
Still doing
much.
that. You're still doing that.
Hey, it was so much. I was just like, you know what?
Reactionary anger.
You know what?
He could be playing the top 1% Widowmaker player in the world, insta die every time, and be like, Widowmaker is broken.
So I jumped on Widowmaker, and I think I don't really know exactly why, but I feel like I guess it's just time away from the game has given me a different perspective on how to play Overwatch. And I remember having such an issue with keeping track of people jumping around up and down, all that stuff that like when I first was trying to play Widowmaker, it just didn't work for me. I couldn't keep the reticle on people's heads long enough to get the headshots. But I feel like now I don't know, older, more experienced, like a fine wine. I'm able to just keep the reticle closer to their face. So I'm either hitting their body or hitting the head. So I was actually doing pretty decent with Widowmaker. Um, who else did
Whoops.
I try?
Why you gonna tilt Avery before the game even came out?
Right?
I'm already
What's
tilted,
wrong
Sean.
with you?
I'm already
What
tilted.
the fuck is wrong with you?
I tried other characters, and then I went to my homeboy Torbjorn. So I like, I think I was playing Torbjorn like when I first started. Almost said Apex. When I first started Overwatch, and it was like, Torbjorn, he's cool. I like him. Like little tank thing or a little turn thing he can do. That's fun. Now he oh my god, like I don't all the changes they made to him, I absolutely love. Like you can't upgrade his turn anymore, but like you can just throw the turn
which is
down
good,
and just
honestly.
yeah, because that turn was like fucking crazy. Like that's why I love the turn. But like you throw the turn down and you just hold L2, which is like his shotgun blast, and you can just keep it on the people, and their health would just delete, and kill. And it's like, oh, this is so nice. So like Torbjorn was definitely a character that I come back to. I'm just like, oh, I actually like Torbjorn's going to be in my group of characters. So right now it's going to be May and Torbjorn, and then maybe if this Genji thing works out for me, I might dabble in some Genji.
I
Maybe
will
if
say, Genji, if you get good with Genji,
Mhm.
is a threat
Oh
in
yeah, oh
Overwatch
no.
2.
Oh, I know. I was in a hall with Genji, and I was like, this isn't a good place for me to be. And he was like, no, it's not.
Once again, the reactionary Andy.
He beat my ass, man. But yeah, I'm having a good time playing Overwatch, and I can't wait for it to come out so I can play with the boys and the girls and everyone else out there because it's going to be a good time. All right, Escape Academy, Avery. You have played Escape Academy as well as I
Yes,
have.
I
You
actually
go
played a
first.
video game this week. I looked at my fucking my Avery Williams video game calendar of games I need to play by the end of the year, and I need a video game. I need a brand new game to jumpstart my let's actually play video games and not just fucking watch Pro Valorant for 4 hours a day. So I was listening to the Kind of Funny Games cast, and they kept talking about Escape Academy, and I'm like, this seems like an interesting game. Let me check it out. They were like, oh, it's on Xbox Game Pass. And I'm like, there's a 25% chance that this game is not on PlayStation because of the Game Pass. And I looked up at PlayStation and it wasn't on PlayStation. And I was like, oh shit. And I'm like, I saw an ad for Escape Academy and it said also on PlayStation. And I'm like, So I went back and searched for it, and I'm like, I searched for the exact words Escape Academy. It was not the first game that showed up on PlayStation. It was
Yep.
like 15 games down. I'm not one to fucking complain about PlayStation's UI in terms of their searchability, but you gotta figure that shit out. If I
When
type
I
in
looked up, go, you go ahead.
when I type the exact, like, if I type in Escape and it's not the first game that shows up, I understand. But when I type in Escape Academy and there's no other game called Escape Academy and it's 15 games down, we have a problem here.
Yo, I also played this game too. Like I had the exact same issue because I was actually trying to download it for my phone. When I put in Escape Academy, I got the season pass first, and I was like, "Is this like?" I almost bought the season pass because I was like, "Oh, maybe the season pass comes with the game or whatever." But I was just like, "No, I just want the game by itself. Why can't I just get the game by itself?" So I ended up going to my PS5 and like going through that hoopla to actually get the game, and it was just like, what the hell, PlayStation? Like, why is this a thing? Like, if you put the name of the game into your system, the game should come up. Like, we figured this out. It's 2022. Like, but yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So I ended up playing the game, and it is by far, it is a puzzle game. Like that's
Yes.
first and foremost. So before I even start talking about, if you're asking if this is the game I should be looking into, if you do not like puzzles in video games, wow, I nearly fell off this chair. If you do not like puzzles in video games, do not play this game because it's 100% just a series of fucking puzzles.
Puzzles.
And they're all puzzles that are intertwined with each other. And for them, if you like, it is essentially what Escape Academy is. It is a series of escape rooms, timed escape rooms that you are asked to solve. And they are quite. Every room is different, unique, and has a clever gimmick that like sort of like determines what the flow of the game is. Right. I've really, really enjoyed my time playing it. It's one of those games that like it's one of those silent sleeper types of games. Where, like it would never been on my radar unless someone else like told me about it. So I'm super glad I paid attention and was able to hear it. But it's one of those games I'm super glad I took time to play it. But when I say sleeper, it's one of those things where like this is very clearly a indie game in that there's a lot of like lack of polish things that sort of sour the experience. In that, me and DJ were talking about this off cast. The game has a severe readability issue in that it's in a game that it's all about interacting with objects and solve puzzles. It's sometimes difficult to figure out what can be interacted with, and then couple that with the fact I think this game was originally built for mouse and key and not controller. Just navigating the maps and like selecting objects can actually prove to be super dumb. Like, I'm gonna say super dumb. I was gonna say difficult, but dumb. I told the story of I turned the game on and flicked the right stick to look right, and I was looking behind myself because like the sensitivity was adjusted for a mouse and not a traditional keyboard controller. So I just fucked myself there. But I really enjoyed it. I felt really smart playing the game up until like the latter half, where like the challenges, like if you want to make like the challenges aren't like the puzzles aren't like difficult, if that makes sense. Like there's nothing like you don't need to know the fucking this is not like a normal escape puzzle like where like you might need to know like the capital of France or some bullshit like that to get this answer, even though the capital, whatever. You don't need to know that. All the answers are in the levels.
Yeah.
But when they put a time limit on top of it, it instantly becomes 10 times harder.
Yeah.
Because now you're like, I took me 5 minutes to figure out this simple puzzle. I only got 5 more minutes left in this match. Can I do it?
I make it. Oh yeah. I like games like that, like The Room and all that.
Yeah. So yeah, I also played this game. I played it with Shireen, and we together we love escape games. We love escape rooms. Like before COVID, before the pandemic, like we used to
do another.
Yeah, like we used to just do escape rooms. Like it's so much fun. Like I absolutely enjoy this game. I love this game. I had a lot of the same issues as Avery in terms of readability being a huge problem. Playing co-op, readability is just made worse for the fact that you have like your second player or your partner, or essentially it's surprisingly difficult to see them in the actual environment. Like there's no like, hide over the character, to a point where we had an issue where I was like, oh, Shireen, like come over here. Like I figured this thing out. Come look at this. And she turned around. She looked in my direction. She was like, where are you at? And I was like, I'm right here. And then I looked at her like on her side of the screen, because it's a split screen when you do co-op. And I was like, oh shit, I can't even see myself. It's like, it's so weird that like little things like that is a problem. But like just to go to what Avery's saying, like, yes, this is a indie game.
Yeah, and well, to that point, I didn't know it was that bad. That's clearly there's no split screen on a PC. This is something they made after the fact for split screen co-op, and it just not optimized well.
Yeah, that's a solid point. Other than that, like I really enjoy we haven't beat it yet, so I don't know how this ends and how the story ends or whatever. But I really enjoyed. Do I though?
Duh.
We don't know. The last puzzle might be in my mind, Marcus. It might be the puzzle of the mind. Inception.
Throw that, brother.
But yeah, like we're having a good time. I enjoy the creativity of the different puzzle rooms. Like Avery was trying not to spoil anything, so I will also not spoil anything. But they put you in situations where you're just like, oh, this is really interesting. I have to get out of this place before I die. Or maybe I won't. But yeah, had a good time with it, and we are going to continue playing it. Avery, do you know how many hours you put into this game?
Okay, there are, I think, 12 to 13 maps. Okay. Most maps have a 20 to 30 minute time limit. I beat most under 20, so 200. It's like a 3 to 4 hour game, really.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we're probably like halfway through or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna continue playing it. Um, before we jump into the next game that Sean has been playing, uh, hey there, how you doing? Actually, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Yeah, but before we jump into the next game that Sean's been playing, uh, please listen to the words from our sponsors. It's us. Hey there. Are you enjoying this episode? You are? Great. If you're listening to the podcast, then please leave a review on the podcast app that you're using. If you're watching us, then please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. After that, you can go to pressx2start.com. There you'll find all the information about us, the podcast, the links to all of our social media channels, and to our Discord. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support. Now back to the podcast. And we are back. Now, Sean, tell us, what have you been playing?
3 things.
3? Oh, snaps.
No, so I try to check out all the free stuff on PlayStation Plus Essential now. Every time they come out, so
No, extra, right? Or are you talking
Essential is
about
the base.
Yeah. Okay.
This was
okay.
the Essential games: Medan, Crash Bandicoot, and Arcadegeddon was the free things this month. So for some reason, I finished Telling Lies. That's why I downloaded Medan and Telling Lies at the same time.
I'm glad
and
you're
I
telling
knew...
the truth now. I'm happy for you.
And Telling Lies was a little bit shorter, although I'm upset because I watched all the videos and the damn platinum trophy isn't popping. But whatever.
Yikes.
And somebody actually did edit the entire game into a 5-hour supercut with everything transposed together, so you're watching like a movie. I may finish it at some point.
Did
I
they
started
now?
watching that. Yeah.
There's no 5-hour movie. That's not a movie.
What do you mean?
Like this is me making a really dumb joke. But when you said 5-hour movie, I'm like, I've never sat down through a 5-hour movie. That's not a movie.
Man, go watch Zoo
Titanic.
or whatever the hell that was.
Or
Lawrence
you
of
can
Arabia.
you can watch Death Stranding like I did.
Get out of here. No. So Medan. I mean, it's a super massive game. It's a Until Dawn type, the Quarry / whatever type game. It seems interesting so far. Some of the characters are just doing strange shit though. Like
Man of Medan, that's the one where you're on the boat, right?
Yeah. So like originally they're on this diving boat, and these, to not give up the story, I mean it's an old game, but whatever. These dudes, like strangers, come up and like rush past their boat and damage their boat, and like, you damaged our boat, we need money now, or we, what are you gonna do about this? But it was their fault that they damaged their boat when they rushed past us. And one of the passengers, I think his name is Conrad, whatever, I don't know. He just starts throwing money at them, like, is $10 enough to fix your boat? Is $20? What? Why is this your first response to conflict? Is to start making it rain money? I don't know.
Oh my god.
It's strange, but it's something to do. I'm not gonna say it's fun yet, but I am kind of interested to see where the story goes. But I'm neither here nor there with it. I'm just playing my normal Apex and whatever else in between stuff. I mean, I completed the battle pass for Apex. I think we just got another season coming up in 2-3 weeks, Avery?
That makes sense. I'm not completing this battle pass. I don't have the energy to grind the battle passes anymore, especially when the end of the battle pass is a gun that I don't really use. Like, I got my reactive wingman, and I got my reactive peacekeeper, my reactive R9. That's all I need in this world. I'm good.
I just wish you could I want my Bangalore mythic skin, but I'm not going to spend 100 and however much monies for that shit. So
I think the math we figured out is to get that mythic without having to spend heirloom shards after the fact. It's probably going to be around $150 to unlock everything.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I barely
So
buy
is that
skins
is that
every day.
$150 to just like
No, the
skip
way
the
they
actual
no
playing?
the way Apex does their sort of the
Events.
heirloom, their highest tier like rarity of unlockables for like the mythic skins and or the heirlooms is
Weapons.
that they have these thing called collection events where they will release 12 to 14 really great cosmetic items, and if you buy all of these cosmetic items, you get the skin for free. But really, you
Nah, I want to
spend
say it's about 24, 20 to 24, because there's the bottom row and the top row. You got to buy everything.
yeah. Well, I was just I wasn't using a specific number. I was just
Okay.
saying that's why I said around 14 or so.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I did that shit for Watson ages ago during the pirate event. So I have all these really cool pirate skins, and I got the Watson thing.
Okay.
So like it's like if you like it's one of those things where like it's like I said, like at first glance, if someone tells you it's $150 for that thing, I'm like, oh fuck that. But it's
Mhm.
when
You're
people
getting
say that,
20
yeah,
other things with it.
yeah, when you say it like that, you ignore the fact you're getting 20 other things
Right.
with that.
Right. So like you're getting those things and that leads up to the
I mean, you can
heirloom.
get it after the fact, but you can't see half of this shit anyway. It's a first person shooter. That's why I'm just like,
You can see heirlooms.
eh.
You can see
Yeah,
heirlooms.
you can see the heirlooms.
And
But
then the mythics have their own special unique animations when you kill people with them. So there's that as well. Like they
that
did
does look cool.
they did the math and saying like, yeah, this is the first person game. We need to figure out how the way to make this readable.
Mm.
Yeah, so
Okay.
but that's all. I ain't playing nothing, man.
All right. Well, I will end this by talking about Genshin Impact.
Speed it up.
So they just released their latest banner, and basically, I had said on our Discord about, oh, Kazuha is probably going to make them a huge amount of money. They haven't released exactly how much money they made, but it seems like it's going to line up because Kazuha is like a big deal in that game because he's pretty much broken. But on top of that, they also released a new character called Heizo. um, and Heizo is basically Aang mixed with One Punch Man. And people are starting to post a bunch of stuff of like, oh, I one punched this boss. I one punched this boss. So this is my build for this One Punch Man Heizo. And it's like, it's pretty cool that like Genshin is able to do these like weird kind of like, oh, like this character. I will say that I like Heizo, but he's also a cop in the game, and I don't really like that. I don't like that at all. But other than
He's
that, like he's
specifically a
pretty dope.
detective, and you don't necessarily need to be a police officer to be a detective.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Yes, he's like Batman, but not Batman. He doesn't have any money. Yeah. So like I'm having a good time. Like I am enjoying Genshin right now to such a degree that like I was pretty much going to just put the game down for a bit because bigger games are starting to, crop up and like my fall is going to be ridiculous. But I'm at the point right now where I'm just like, this is going to be kind of tough because like I'm starting to play the story content now, so I'm not just like grinding for gear to like upgrade my characters to make them where I want them to be. Like I'm actually being involved in the story, and I'm just having a good time, just traveling with a traveler and talking to characters. Like they just in their latest update, there is this new storyline quest with like two or three of the characters that they didn't really talk about since they've been put out in the game. So I'm not gonna go through names because you guys aren't gonna know who Mora is or Klee. So, but yeah, these characters are coming back, and the story is great. I'm having a good time with the story. I'm having a good time with the game, and fucking Heizo is dope as fuck. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, also, Gundam because I always play Gundam. Like if I don't talk about Gundam, just assume that I'm playing Gundam because that's just how my life is. Um, yeah, I think that's it. I think we've nailed it, right? We've all talked about the games we've played for this week. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone? Great. All right. With that being said, hold up. Boom. that has been the episode for the day. We hope you enjoy this episode as much as we enjoy making it. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your favorite YouTube channel. Don't forget to review our podcast on your favorite podcasting channel. If you could like it. I don't know if your platform allows that.
Love it.
Yeah, if you can propose. Do all that stuff. Make sure you continue watching our content. Make sure you continue having a great day, night, evening, dimension, wherever you are. Do all that. You take care. You wash your hands. You be safe, and you play more video games.